Hello and welcome to the Play for Dream subscriber questions video. If you want to know more about the Play for Dream, I have done a full video review here, so go and check that out as soon as you can. So what I've done is I've taken questions from my YouTube channel, my YouTube posts, and also my Discord, and I will try to answer them as honestly as I possibly can. Now, I have all of the comments on the screen in front of me, so pardon me if I look away from the camera. So, first question is from James Lee GTE. Is this the one with no bloody display port? Yes, this does not have a display port. It has a USB-C port for charging or attaching a link cable. It does not have a display port. It is using standalone or PCVR wirelessly using their own Play for Dream solution or virtual desktop. Sorry, James. So our next question is from Lag SE, and he says, how does the controller feel? Well, the controllers are Quest Touch controller clones. They are very, very light. They only weigh 86 grams. They have a really good battery. I was very surprised. You get 30 plus, maybe 40 hours out of them. They have excellent haptics and they just feel pretty good quality. So no problems with the controllers there. So next question is from a perennial favourite of ours. It's Weeble. Those specs are truly gobsmacking, but at £1,500, it's not for the casual gamer. You are correct there, Weebs. It is not for the casual gamer. This headset is aimed at the enthusiast market, the people who will spend money to get that resolution, people who have sim rigs like I do, people who have flight simulator setups. It is purely an enthusiast headset. That's why it's 3 times more expensive than the Quest 3. Okay, so our next question is from LobbyTime 1988, and he says, so on the website it says it has a replaceable battery, but nowhere is that for sale. Just wondering because I would like to be able to swap batteries and keep playing. That's an option. Right, so I've looked on the website, and in the package that is being sold, it says that there is a separate battery that you can put in your pocket attached to the headset via a cable. That wasn't included in the package that I received. I've been using my Inoue Cougar P63 25,000 milliamp hour battery, which I've just been putting in my pocket. So I'm not sure about that. I didn't receive one. The battery on the actual headset itself is integrated, so it can't be replaced. So our next question is from Guile West. He asks, how is the headset for productivity? Can you sideload apps like Immerse for multiple monitors? Right, 2 questions in there. Can you sideload? I don't know. I'm not an expert on SideQuest. I haven't connected my headset to the PC and tried it, so I don't know about that. Immersed is not in the App Store, but Virtual Desktop is, and as you know, Virtual Desktop can be used for productivity. I hope that answered that question. Our next question is from the imaginatively named YouTuber. You have a 4080, right? How does it do with that GPU? I have the same, and I worry that you really need a 5090 to make those panels worthwhile. If you have to turn down the resolution to run it, is it really much better than a Quest 3? Okay, I do have a 4080 using Virtual Desktop at 4K full resolution. That's 4K per eye full resolution. On the Monster Graphics setting on Virtual Desktop streaming tab, I could run Le Mans Ultimate on Ultra Graphics in-game at 80 frames per second using SSW with the FOV tangent sliders on 85 and 70. So that's 85 horizontal, 70 vertical. So, and I hit 80 FPS. So yes, you can run it on a 4080. I'm not sure whether you should think about this headset if you have anything lower than that. A 5090, yeah. I'm not Jeff Bezos, so I can't answer that question. Okay, the next question is from Tika Crow, and they ask, oh, the eye and face tracking bits, are they waterproofed? A bit of conformal coating on the PCB ribbons would have prevented so many issues with the Quest Pro. Be sad to see another high-end device save 1.2 cents and fail after 6 months from body humidity or a lot of sweating. I don't have the answer to that. Perhaps somebody from Play for Dream who's watching this video can answer down in the comments. Okay, our next question is from XRomy111X. Does the headset support or allow 3D movies in VR? I feel like the Apple Vision Pro is the only thing I saw during my demo that offers this type of media consumption. Even Meta should provide movies on media to users with 3D while in VR, otherwise a missed opportunity. Okay, so the inbuilt cinema app has a 3D option, and the Play for Dream MR is compatible with spatial videos. You can record spatial videos. You can take spatial pictures. So to answer your question, yes. The next question is from Dagmar Eyes 7570. I have one, and I can tell you right now, you probably won't like the default facial interface. It's not meant for Western faces. And also, battery sounds good on paper, but I barely even last 1 hour. One last thing, to get the best performance on virtual desktop, I'd use the Ethernet port method you uploaded a couple of weeks ago. Right, so there's 3 questions there. So the first one is the facial interface. No, it wasn't comfortable at all. I had to get the 3D face gasket printed, and then I modded my Play for Dream MR, and now it's absolutely fine. The battery will last just over an hour. It's a 5060 milliamp hour battery. It's integrated. It's not hot swappable. I think that's a bit of a missed opportunity. I used an Inuit C63 Cougar power bank, 25,000 milliamp hour during most of my standing play. When I was playing on my sim, I had a charger plugged in next to me and just had a cable going to the headset. So yeah. To get the best performance on virtual desktop, he used the Ethernet port method, which I did a video on not so long ago. I'll put a link in the description here, but basically what you're doing is you're connecting your headset directly to an Ethernet cable going straight to your router using virtual desktop, which sounds a bit counterintuitive, but it does work. So like I said, go check the video out. Okay, the next question is from Calburner VR. How the headset facial interface and tracking copes with excessive sweat when playing fitness games. I never used the stock facial interface because it gave me a migraine. So I can't answer that question. If you mod the headset, things are going to be better. As far as tracking goes, absolutely fine. All right, the next question is from LobbyTime1988. Does it actually have a swappable battery, and is there a way to play with it hardwired to the PC? Also, Wi-Fi 7 capabilities and how well it works. I'll answer the last question first. I don't have a Wi-Fi 7 router currently, so I can't answer that question. I'm very sorry. Can you play with it hardwired to the PC? It does have an app which you can download to your PC, and you can play wirelessly or wired with a link cable. I couldn't get my link cable to work. I have spoken to Play for Dream, and they have pushed it forward to their technician, so hopefully I will get an answer back very soon. So keep an eye on the comments. It doesn't have a hot swappable battery. It's an integrated battery. I think I already mentioned earlier in the sales pitch, it actually says it comes with a battery. I didn't receive that battery. The integrated battery in the headset is not swappable. Okay, so the next question is from Paul Harper 7185. What does it take to actually get the benefit of all the extra res? I guess he means resolution. I mean, a 2K headset and 2.5K video card is a hard sell nowadays, or does it actually look better than Quest 3 running at the same res with, say, a 3000 series card? So there is an answer here from Dagmar Eyes 7570, and I know that that person actually has a Play for Dream headset. So unless you don't have a beefy video card, you're better off not buying this headset. The difference is negligible running it at the same res as the Quest 3, besides better colours and deep blacks. So I'd agree with him and disagree with Dagmar here. You can run the headset at 3K full resolution per eye, and that does reduce the load. It also has a 4K fixed foveated rendering mode and a 4K eye-tracked foveated rendering mode. Those two modes introduce some chromatic aberration, and for me it was quite noticeable. But the fixed foveated rendering and the eye-tracked foveated rendering did reduce the performance overhead. So if you're running, say, something like a 4070, you could maybe run it at 3K full res, and you would get higher resolution than the Quest, and you get the benefits of those OLEDs, you know, the colors, the blacks, the sharpness. So yeah. Paul Harper responds, I only have a 4070 Super, and the Quest 3 resolution can peg that already, so I can't even run most games at the highest settings at 90 FPS. Well, hopefully that's answered your question. Using virtual desktop and all the settings that I have outlined in many videos, that's how I got my 4080 to run at full K full resolution at 80 FPS on Le Mans Ultimate with the Ultimate graphics settings. Okay, next question is from Daniel Furman 9051. I also have the PFD headset, getting some great clarity on virtual desktop with the 4090, but struggling with wired connection to get the same clarity, which I would have thought would allow me to see the headset at its best. If you could try the wired connection and recommend settings for both virtual desktop and the wired PFD assist software, that would be great. Right, Daniel, I could not get the wired link solution to work for me, as I've previously stated. I tried the Inui powered link cable in different USB ports on my PC. I tried my official Meta USB-C to USB-C fiber optic cable. That didn't work either. I have put that forward to the technical boffins at Play for Dream, and they should get back to me, so keep an eye on the comments in this video. Okay, so the next question is from Axel K4273, and it's more of a statement than a question. He says, I have to admit I'm not interested in any new VR hardware anymore, as long as the software gets worse and worse. These days, I hardly play in VR. Over the last 1.5 years, I've burnt so much money on bad games, PSVR 2, Quest 3, PCVR. I simply don't feel it anymore, and I don't see any new Lone Echo, Blood and Truth, Half-Life Alyx, Wilson's Heart, Farpoint, etc. on the horizon. Oh, and I'm quite sure that new Resident Evil VR will not get... Sorry, the new Resident Evil will not get a VR mode. So Axel's statement is actually more of a statement about the state of VR. The technology is getting better and the games are getting worse, is basically what he's saying. There are still some gems out there. I would say this year, Arcane Age, Ghost Town. Last year we had Behemoth. We've got some really good stuff in VR. But I do agree with him that I think there's been a drought of like what I would call AAA VR games. I mean, we've got Forefront, which is the Battlefield VR clone. We've got Reach, which looks really, really good. We've got Deadpool VR. We've got Aces of Thunder coming very soon for all you flight sim fans. So there is games coming. There are games coming. Is that the correct English? There are games on the way, but as a statement, I do actually agree with Axel. The next statement is from Tassos. He doesn't actually ask a question, but I'm just going to put him in the video because he's my mate and I like him. Hey, Tass. Next statement is from Satan Slayer. Nice. I'd love to try it. Okay, mate. Well, you'll have to come up here. Okay, so the next statement is again from Dagmar Eyes 7570, and he says, I'm so excited to see your review in this headset. I own one, and I can definitely tell you will need to 3D print a facial interface that matches your face shape. Aside from that, you'll like it. Totally agree. Headset was hugely uncomfortable when I first got it out of the box. I got the 3D facial interface printed. I'll put a link in the description. Basically, Tyriel Wood worked with a friend of his to design a 3D printed facial interface. Once I got that, there's a little bit of a setup process. Now, very comfortable. Do that. Next statement is from our perennial doom and gloom merchant, Evil Kingus. He says, I don't really care. I just want better games. So do I. Right, so the next question is from Gervasio Gervais. Hope I said that right. That resolution is insane. I wonder how much render resolution per eye this thing uses and what kind of PC it needs to run games smoothly. My PC already has problems running PSVR 2, Quest 3 render resolutions. Now, the actual resolution per eye is 3552 by 3840. Micro OLED panels, per eye resolution, absolutely stunning. Using virtual desktop, I got it to run pretty well on my 4080. So, I don't know whether you've used virtual desktop. Obviously, I plugged it quite a lot on my channel. Try virtual desktop. Go look at one of my videos on the settings. It might help you actually run your PSVR 2 and your Quest 3 better. And then you can maybe think about looking at the Play for Dream. Right, so the next question is from Nakanu. A headset is only as powerful as the software behind it. I've been hearing PFD's OS ain't quite there yet, as well as quite a few comfort options missing. Could have taken better notes from Quest Pro design. I'm going to wait for the version 2 or for the next manufacturer to take a swing at it. Manage those expectations, man. Everything looks much prettier while window shopping before you drop the bucks. Right. I have mentioned this previously. The Play for Dream OS is limited. And that's being polite. It is quite bare bones. The App Store itself is quite limited. There are very, very few apps. There are very, very few games. For me, my main use for the Play for Dream MR was as a PC VR on my sim rig, playing Half-Life Alyx, playing Into the Radius, and I really, really enjoyed it. I think if you're buying one expecting to get a slick experience like you do on the Quest 3, you will be disappointed. I've been using it with Virtual Desktop to play PC VR games. As far as that goes, it's absolutely fine. Okay, our next question is from Guile West. Again, he says, hi, looking forward to the full review of the headset. My primary use cases for my Quest 3 is having a mobile workstation with virtual desktop and laptop. How good are the resolutions of the lenses and quality in streaming? Can they be considered as a monitor? Using virtual desktop, yes. And of course, you will have to arrange the monitors because virtual desktop makes your monitors absolutely massive. But once rearranged, absolutely great. How is the eye tracking feature when consuming media and navigating through the menus? The eye tracking is very, very underutilized. The only time I saw it actually working was when I selected 4K resolution, eye tracked foveated rendering, and I did notice a drop in the performance overhead and an increase in my frames per second. Apart from that, I didn't actually notice it when I was using it to scroll through the menus. How is the battery life of the headset? I saw some videos during live sessions where you were using the 20,000 milliamp hour power bank. The battery is 5,060 milliamp hours and it would last about an hour. That's why you have to use either a powered link cable, a power bank, or maybe if you're sitting down, plug the cable into a charger. Did you have the chance to test virtual desktop wired mode to see if it maintains battery of the headset? I did plug the headset in using my powered link cable and it kept the headset charged to 100%. So that wasn't a problem. I was using the Inui powered link cable with the charging dongle. That seemed to work okay. With virtual desktop, absolutely fine. How is the comfort for the headset? Did you perform any mod on it? Now, like I've said, the headset isn't comfortable out of the box. It gave me a migraine. I've done the facial interface mod. I've put a facial pad on it. I put a light blocker. I put a top strap. It's now very, very comfortable. Only cost me a couple of dollars. Cost me like $5 for the facial interface to get printed out. And then I bought a couple of magnets off Amazon because the facial interface, the facial gasket is held in magnetically. So yeah, I think it came to about $10. How is it for the standalone experience? Now, it works perfectly well as a standalone headset. It's just that the actual games library is limited. I did play Hubris standalone and it looked really, really nice. Performed perfectly well. Tracked controllers perfectly well. Looked very nice, actually. But I would not buy this headset purely for the standalone performance because the games library and the app library is very limited. And that is it. They are all the questions that I got asked on YouTube posts, and in my Discord. I hope I've answered any questions that you have. If I haven't, please get in the comments down below. I do look at my comments and I do try and answer every single comment that is made on any of my videos. Now that you've watched this video, maybe go and watch my review, which is live now. You can see the headset in action with the performance overlay from virtual desktop, so you get a real-time idea of what the headset and my PC are actually doing. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the other side. Don't forget to get in the comments. Bye. Well, that's it for today. If you enjoyed this content, please hit the like button. The algorithm loves the likes. If you love this content, please join my channel membership like these lovely people did. You get custom badges, emojis, and early access to most of my content. If you want to watch more content from me, please click here or here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the other side.